Ranking the 92 English Football League clubs on the best derbies or rivalries, Part 10, the semi-final. Number 10, Port Vale versus Stoke. This is a local derby that I imagine a select few EFL fans probably don't know about. Well, if you know, you know. These two haven't played each other in a competitive match since 2002. However, in 2018, Port Vale took on Stoke under 21s. Go have a little read up of what happened and you'll appreciate why I put this in 10. Number 9, Blackburn Rovers versus Burnley. This is very much a mutual rivalry that means a lot to both sets of supporters. It's an East Lancashire rivalry that is one of the most fierce in football. Both clubs regularly compete for bragging rights for who's the biggest club in the area. I find it very hard to separate them personally. Burnley Blackburn fans, who's the biggest and why? Number 8, Bristol City versus Bristol Rovers. There are now two divisions that separate these two clubs, but the rivalry is still just as intense. However, similar to Port Vale and Stoke, these two haven't played each other since 2013. On that note, I think it would be unfair for me to put them higher in the list. However, I do appreciate the intensity behind this one. Number 7, Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I hear what you're saying. There is logic as to why I haven't put this as high. These two clubs despise each other, there's no doubt in that. I actually think they both have the best name for their derby across English football, the Steel City Derby. Once again, both clubs are aiming for bragging rights in their city. And it's hard to separate between the two as to who's the biggest. Part of my humble reasoning for not putting this higher in the list is that both sets of supporters have common ground with each other in that they both live and love Sheffield. So you imagine plenty of these supporters are probably friends of each other. However, I am not denying that this is intense. I just think that there's other derbies and rivalries in English football that should be higher on the list for differing reasons. Number 6, Newcastle United versus Sunderland. A couple of seasons ago, this rivalry reignited in the FA Cup. And we got a glimmer of what's to come next year when these two will face off again in the Premier League. Both sets of clubs do not like each other, and what I like about this rivalry quite a lot is that it's reflective in how they play each other. Similar to Blackburn Burnley and Sheffield United Sheffield Wednesday, the players battle each other. There's no hugging in the tunnels for the game, which I personally don't like about modern football. So that rounds up the semi-final, people. Stay tuned for the final.